Good evening, good evening, good evening, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Sunset Doll Crochet Together, Part 5. Let me make sure I have all of my things in order. And let me... I'm still working on some components of the second version, but we're gonna definitely put the pieces together. Okay, so I think we have everything. Oh, I need to plug this in because it's not going to last very long. Okay, so today we are putting the pieces together for this design. This is our sunset doll. First, I want to know if you all can hear me. Because I know sometimes I talk low, especially when I'm relaxed. And I really like the way I'm sitting, so she has this really cool hat. She has these really cool curls and I love her lips. Can you see how the lips change color? Hey, Nora. I love how they go perfect with this color scheme. And so if you have purchased the companion pack, then you have these really cool lips. Oh, well, you're better than I am, Rosetta, because I have not even, I'm working on her hat now. Her hat, I have to do her sandals, her hat, and her hair. But her body parts and all of those things are done. And that's what we'll be assembling tonight, this evening. Okay, but I love these lips. I know that I've said that already, but if you are interested in getting the pattern, the link to purchase it is in the description of this live. If you are interested in getting the yarn and the lips and eyes and lashes, the link for that is also in the description of this video. And so this pretty girl was created with Summer Shine by My Kind of String. That's that really pretty yellow that you see. Firelight. That's that pretty orange that you see. Pixie Pop. That's that pretty pink that you see. Fairy Berry. That's that really cool purple that you see. And her skin tone for this one is brown sugar. It's a very, very pretty brown. And for her hair, we used dragon glass. And all of her was created with My Kind of String yarn and My Kind of String extras. So definitely check out the My Kind of String Etsy shop. Oh, by the way, we are having a weekend sale. So My Kind of String yarn is on sale, certain colors for 60% off. It's just for the weekend though. So if you want to get you some My Kind of String yarn, you might want to head on over to the shop to get the 60% off. Okay, so with that being said, we're gonna get started because I don't want to keep y'all all night on a Saturday night. Hey, Peggy. If you are new here, my name is Aniqua, and I'm the artist, the designer behind My Kind of Thing and My Kind of String. My Kind of Thing is a handmade company that specializes in creating one-of-a-kind handmade dolls, particularly dolls of color, and even more specifically black and brown dolls. And My Kind of Thing University is the designing and instruction component of My Kind of Thing, where I teach crochet in the context of doll making. And then we have the materials component, which is My Kind of String, which is our little tiny yarn shop where we sell the best yarn for creating dolls and amigurumi. And so we're gonna get started. So I decided for the second version of this design to highlight firelight instead of the summer shine. So you know how we had the summer shine as the main color for the first design, I decided to make firelight the main color for the second design. And so let us get started. The first thing is, of course, I always pin the ears first. Because, you know, I just think it's really important to have the ears in place because the ears also can tell you where the wig cap needs to go and how it needs to sit. So let's see. It kind of informs you of where the ears need to be. And we have like one, you know what? Her swoop is on that side for the other one, so I'm gonna put it on this side for this one. Okay, and so what happens is you put the wig cap on, and the wig cap will basically let me know if I have to maybe move the ears up a little bit, move them a little forward. You just want to make sure that they're sitting at a nice part. We also want to make sure that they are on the same rows so we don't have like uneven ear placement. And then the other thing that I like to do is I like to pin it in place because I don't want it to move around while I'm trying to attach it. feel like this ear is a little bit too far forward. Let's move this a little bit further up. And I'm gonna use, you know what, I still wanna move it back a little bit. And we're gonna use the belly button as like, see if it's centered enough. I think it'll be all right. And now I'm gonna pin the wig cap in place so that it doesn't move. It's time to clip these nails. Don't mind my nitty city socks. Okay, that ought to keep it in place. I still feel like this air is too far forward. Maybe that's better. It's still too far forward. Gotta move it back a little bit more. But basically, you just set it to how you feel like it needs to sit. And I have to stuff her body because her body is not quite stuffed, but we'll do that after we attach this wig cap. And we're going to use this long strand that I left when I ended the last stitch on the wig cap. Oh, I realized I didn't pull it out yet. I didn't. It still has the stitch marker in it. Okay. Okay, so gotta make that little faux stitch before I get started. I tell you, that's how I know it's time to get these nails done, because they've grown out too far and it makes managing a little bit annoying. Okay, see that? It's like it was never there. Okay, now I can begin just with a simple back stitch, just attaching the wig cap to the head. Does anybody have any questions? Any questions? What was the most difficult part about this design, this pattern, do you think? I think for me, designing it, one of the most difficult aspects of it was the shoulder thing. That part, like trying to decide how many stitches I need to skip and how I needed to skip them. All of that good stuff. The color change was, I always find color change, and it could be tedious as far as cutting the strings and stuff. But I find that it makes the project really interesting. Like, it makes it fun for me, you know, the color change, because one of the things that I challenge myself with is making sure that I change the color really clean and neat, and it doesn't look like I like being able to, not being able to. Oh, did you? How did it turn out with the skin tones, Rosetta? Because I know skin tones is a softer, slightly thinner yarn. Did you make any adjustments for using that yarn? It's been a while since I've actually even used skin tones. I need to actually have a few ideas that I need to execute using it, because I have a whole bunch, as you all know. And so basically what you're doing is you're kind of going in, back stitch, coming out, skipping the one in front, and it's really just tacking the wig cap to the head, because you don't want to pull too tight. You don't want to like scrunch it up. It would undo all of the math that you did for the hairline, which is the last row of the wig cap. You use a smaller hook? That it was better for me to make the elbow and the last stitches instead of the first two. Okay. Yeah, that's some. There's certain adjustments that you have to make when you use a different yarn. And a smaller hook. Why a smaller hook? Huh? Did it make it come out smaller? Because usually with skin tones you would go up a hook size, because this is thicker yarn. I would love to see how it turned out using skin tones. I've been designing exclusively now with my kind of string yarn, mostly. Every now and then I'll throw in a little Hobby Lobby or Red Heart, you know? But for the most part, my kind of string. And like I said, we're gonna have to do a little bit of pivoting because we are running low on the skin colors, the yarns that I use for skin color. Our Fudge Drizzle, our brown sugar, and our coconut cream. But like I said, we're having a sale right now on select colors. So the colors that are on sale are Dragon Glass, that's our black. Pixie Pop, that's our pink. Firelight, that's our orange. Summer Shine, that's our yellow. Magic Moss, that's our green. Mermaid Water, that's our blue. Fairy Berry, that's our purple. But yeah, our colors are running low. Well, the skin tones anyway. We still have all the other colors, which is really interesting because I expected Mermaid Water and Fairy Berry to be running low, but they're not as low as the browns. So, and if you've been rocking with me since we started the My Kind of String yarn company, then does anybody here remember the original names that I had as placeholders for the colors that I was using, that I'm using as skin tones? It's a fun fact. It's one of our fun My Kind of String facts. What were the names that I had for the browns that were placeholders for the names of the colors until I came up with coconut cream, brown sugar, and fudge drizzle? Does anybody know or remember? It's so funny because there's a few people who they like the name so much that they never call the yarn coconut cream, fudge drizzle, or brown sugar. They only call it the name of the placeholders that I had, because it took me a while to kind of figure out what the colors were going to be called. Is it on the yarn? I'm going to go look. It's not on the yarn. So when I first started My Kind of String, you don't remember? I feel like you were around, Rosetta, when I was trying to decide on the names for the colors, I was like, you know what, for right now, we're gonna call them this. And it was really funny and quirky. And it's not on the yarn, it was the unofficial names while I figured out what would be the best and most appropriate names for the colors. And it was a funny little placeholders that is a my kind of thing, my kind of string inside joke that we have. Because whenever there's a couple of people that whenever they're talking about fudge, drizzle, coconut cream, or brown sugar, they don't use those names. They use the placeholders. And it's really, really funny. Anybody here know? If you know, type it in the comments. It's only a few of us here. I see that it says there's 8 of us here. So, and I don't know how many of you are My Kind of Thing University and My Kind of String alumni. So, I don't know, but you had to kind of have been like, I was gonna say, does it look like our head is turned? A little bit, slightly. Okay. So now that I'm back where I started from, I'm just gonna go right back here and I'm gonna come out here. Just in between stitches and rows, never just any old wear. And then because it's so short, I'm not even gonna cut it. I'm just gonna kind of tuck it into the wig cap in between the head and the, yeah. Look at that. It's like we were never there. Ta-da! Peggy got it. And Chris, Bobby, and James. James was the last one. So Chris Brown, right? I don't know if you're familiar with the singer Chris Brown. The younger folk are. And Bobby Brown. Bobby would be the brown sugar. Chris Brown was coconut cream because he's light skinned. Bobby Brown would be brown sugar because he's like medium brown. And then James Brown because James Brown is like a dark color brown. So, and all their last names were Brown. And these are the colors that I use to represent the brownness of just a light, medium, dark, basic. But yes, Chris, Bobby, and James. And so Karen always refers to them as Chris, Bobby, and James. And who else? I believe Dawn Jessie. She also refers to them as their unofficial placeholder names. Who else? There's a few people, a small set of people who refer to them as their, what's it called, names? Their placeholder names. But yeah. Yeah. Chris, Bobby, and James. Coconut cream, brown sugar, and fudge drizzle. Okay, because I didn't stuff this body, I'm gonna stuff it now. We're gonna attach the ears. Ooh. I don't know why I feel so sluggish. But here's something really cool update on the Facebook debacle. So In case you all didn't know, Facebook has deleted all of my live videos. They basically no longer allow videos that are older than 30 days, live videos, to exist. I've, over the years, saved a good portion of my live videos, and so I have a lot of them that I have to just download and then re-upload them in the groups. But then there are lots that have not been saved or downloaded because at a certain point Facebook stopped allowing me to do that. And instead of backing things up, which I don't know, I don't even know how I could have, they're gone. Most of the crochet alongs, anything that was done after 2020 is no longer a thing, which I'll have to redo them. And I can't be upset about it because, again, I don't have a say in what happens with Facebook. But what I will say is that I have been slowly re-uploading videos. Right now, today, I'm working on the breast cancer awareness doll workshop. It's currently uploading part 2. It has been, part 1 has been uploaded already. And, what else? Let's see. The Winter Day crochet along, the live video for that has been uploaded. I'm gonna write down all of the ones that are currently being re-uploaded, but we did lose a great deal, which basically means I'm just gonna have to do it again. And so shout out to you if you got those classes. And because what I didn't realize, or let me not say I didn't realize, it was kind of crazy to know. Ooh, this belly button is annoying me because it needs to be further over. I mean, I guess if I turn her head, but no. Ooh, that's bothering me. That's bothering me bad. It's bothering me to the point that I want to take it out and move it over. I'm not gonna. We just gonna let her be slightly looking to the left, her left. But like I said, we will, I am in the processes of re-downloading them and then uploading them to Facebook. So just bear with me. All of the hair courses I have saved, except there's only one that I don't have the video for, and I don't understand how I didn't have the video for it. I don't know where the video for it is. It should have been saved because it was done in 2018 or 2019. I don't know why the cornrows course is gone and I cannot find the video for it. So that means I'll have to redo the cornrows course, which isn't the worst thing anyway, because I recently added baby hair to that style, and I think it'd be cool to redo the course and add that. So I'll have to do that again. And what else? Yeah, so all of the hair courses, I believe, have been re-uploaded except for the cornrows course, right? What else? There's a few. Like I said, I have them, and it's just going to take a little bit of time. Hey, Nicole. Good evening. Are you still an overachiever? Have you finished your sunset doll? I feel like you was ahead of the game. Did you manage to do it? We're going to attach her ears now. And we'll be attaching the ears by using the skin tone, the yarn we use for the skin tone. cut off a little piece of that, and we're gonna split the yarn. It's funny because I could have easily adjusted this head a little bit better before I permanently attached the wig cap. I could have just moved the ears over, turned the wig cap, but being lazy. And we're going to use our curved mattress needle. You know what? I really like how I'm sitting here today. Normally when I'm doing this, I'm sitting in a chair and I have to, you know, sit upright and up on the table, and I don't have to do that today. So I think this is gonna be how we gonna do it. Okay, so we got our little strand, and I always start with the left ear. It's on the right side. And basically we just, the first stitch is a knot. I know the ears can be discouraging to some people. Don't worry about it. And then we're just gonna follow along. Can you all hear me okay? Because I feel like I got a message today. These videos here on YouTube is air conditioning in the background, a fan in the background, and sometimes it just sounds like a lot of loud background noise, and that's because I have yet to locate my mics. I found one, but it's the one that I had to buy again because the connection wasn't the right connection I needed for this iPad, so it doesn't connect to the iPad. At least I don't think. I have to look at it again. And then y'all know that because I don't necessarily just trust it just being done on one side, I also go into the other side. And then once I get back to where I started, just gonna do a little knot. You know what? I want to clip that right there. I want to kind of tuck it in. You know what's so funny? I've been teaching y'all for years to tug and snip, but even though I've not had any incidents of anything unraveling, I'd be like, you know what? I don't trust that no more either. So, you know, I make adjustments. So you don't always have to tug and snip if you can figure out a really neat way There we go. And then the same thing with this. I mean, I could tug and snip and it's not gonna matter, but I'll still be like, nah, you know what? We don't even gotta do all that. We can secure it even further because, you know, sometimes I guess I worry that it's not enough room and, you know, I don't know. Like, I've never had that occur, but I also don't want it to ever occur. So that is a way to ensure that it'll never occur. Okay. So any of the live video, any of the videos that are not live, Rosetta, like anything that was pre-recorded is available. It's only the live videos. And the problem is, y'all know that all of my courses and stuff was done live. That's what made them so cool, because we could kind of chit chat while we do them. So anything that was pre-recorded is still there, but anything that was live is gone. And here on YouTube, the reason why I've been here on YouTube is because they don't have a limit on how long live videos stay up. So, at least not now. They might adopt the whole practice that Facebook has adopted, but we'll figure it out. So now we're gonna do the other ear. And it's pretty much the same thing. We just want to make sure that we are attaching it to the same row, right? Yeah, I know I'm a little bit extra, so I'm just trying to bring this down some. Okay, I just want to make sure that I'm coming in clearly, because I know, like I said before, there's been like the sound of the air conditioner is such an off-putting humming sound, especially if you're trying to learn something or listen to something. I gotta find out where I put that mic, because that would alleviate all of that, you know, raise the quality of what we're doing here. Got to make sure they're on the same rows. Okay. All right, now we're going to go in the back of this ear as well. On another note, I've been getting really good with video editing. I don't know if y'all seen, but you know, it's just a long process, and then I'm always worried about copyrights, you know, with the music that you use in the background. It's so annoying. And like I said, the last stitch is a knot, and then okay. And to be realistic, because this doll was so was all the pieces were kind of like, well, the body and the clothing was made like together. It's really not a long assembly process. I mean, aside from the hair, I think the design itself was just much more work than, you know, but once she's finished, oh my goodness, it's gonna be so cool. See that? Ta-da! What do you think? Okay, now we have to, I just need to stuff her some more, make sure that her body is full. Because the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put on her legs. And don't mind that her head is slightly to the side, because like I said, that's because of how I place the ears. Don't worry about it. The cool thing is I've made it so that, you know, her head kind of slightly turns a little bit, so it's not the end of the world. It's not so crazy that she just looks like she's looking in another direction, you know? It's fine. We're gonna do what we do, because remember, all of this is in alignment with the belly button and all of that. And so, yeah. Yeah, me too, Nicole. Like, you know, it's funny because I keep saying, oh, my favorite is this, my favorite one is that. Every time I use them differently, I'm always like, oh, that color is so good. And while I love the yellow, something about the orange, I feel like they've been competing with each other. Every time I do something really, really good with the yellow, I go and do something with the orange, and I'm like, oh, shoot. I feel like the yellow and the orange are competing with one another for like top billing. I wonder what they'll look like with mermaid water, the two of them, because I like mermaid water with summer shine, and I also like firelight with mermaid water. But I wonder what would happen if I did mermaid water, firelight, and summer shine, just exclusively those three. I don't know. We gonna see though. Y'all know how I like to arrange things. Okay, now with that being said, let me get my stitch markers, because we got a head with the wig cap attached and the ears are attached. Now we're not gonna do the hair on camera, but basically the principle is, if you followed along with the pattern, you have tracks, and The same way that you saw me attach the wig cap, you basically do the same thing. You pin the tracks with the straight pins, and you pin them how you want them. And then you just sew the tracks onto the wig cap. Look at those lips. See how it's funny because it goes from pink to like this goldish yellow, right? But it's weird because it's like an orangish kind of blend. It just looks really good with these colors. So I'm excited about that. Yeah, it's firelight. So on Thursdays, I've been teaching, sitting with my goddaughter slash little cousin. I'm actually really we're real cousins. Her mother is my first cousin, but I'm also her godmother. And so we have a scheduled crochet session Thursdays at 6 o'clock. And she has really decided that the yarn that she loves and uses is that jumbo thick fuzzy yarn. She loves it. It's so annoying to me. And this 25 millimeter hook. So she's learning to crochet, and these are the tools that she picked out. And I know that part of it is because, or not even part of it, the main reason she chose to use yarn that thick and a hook that big is because of how quickly you can do things with it. You know, nothing is taking a long time, and so she's like able to do things really quickly. This is a patience thing. But not only did she pick this horrible colored yarn, right? The horrible texture and size. She picks these horrible colors. And so I'm just like, oh. But she's excited about it. And so I'm not knocking it too much, but she freaking loves that yarn, and I'm just like, ugh. So Thursdays at 6:30, we're like locked in for our yarn sesh, our crochet session. I'm just trying to find the pattern so that I can figure out how many stitches are at the bottom. 48. So there's 48 stitches at the bottom. And how many stitches at the end of the legs? 20. Okay, so that means there'll be 4 in front and 4 in the back. So what we do is we use the belly button as our center. So let's see. I just want to make sure though. Let me make sure the leg. No, it's 22 at the end of the leg, right? Yeah, it's 22, not 20. So yeah, so that means is 22 and 22 is 44. And so that means that there'll be 2 in the front and 2 in the back. So 2 spaces for the front. And you know what, I'm gonna move this over because the belly button is still the center, even though I kinda, you know, made the head slightly turn that way. And so if it's 22, that means we're gonna count to the 22 for the leg. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So our stitch marker goes right next to that 23, right? And then we know that this stitch marker goes right next to this. And if all is right, there should be 22 for the other leg between this stitch marker and this stitch marker. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So we got 22 over here and 22 over here. And that makes up the amount of stitches for the feet. Now, you got to keep in mind, right, that there is a left foot and a right foot, big toe and a little toe. So these are the legs. Can you see them? If you follow the pattern right, you got the big toe, and then the bobbles get progressively smaller to make up the other toes. Okay, now let me just make sure that this is stuffed adequately. I'm gonna pull this out. I feel like I was the same way when I first taught myself how to crochet. I used a big hook and chunky yarn. Yeah, you know, the thing is, it's just a combination of the fact, like I'm telling you, that the hook she's using is this thick, is really big. And when she's crocheting, because the yarn is also very thick, she's crocheting with her hands. Like she's using her whole hand to get the yarn over the hook. It looks crazy to me and my cousin, her mom. But she's excited about it. I'm not going to kill her enthusiasm. Right now she's working on a granny square with the big yarn and hook. And so we're just, you know, letting her fly, letting her go. Because when she really wants to, you know, get down with the get down, if she ever gets to that point, you know, I'll be excited for that. But as of right now, because the other thing is, y'all know I'm the self-proclaimed color connoisseur. And so she picks, the colors that she's picked are these dull neutrals, right? And I'm just basically bringing these stitches over to each other with the stitch marker. Really cool use of stitch markers. They're not just for, you know, marking where you ended or where you begin, but they also are good for holding things together, or when you have to crochet things together. So I'm gonna just, so you see how now it has the leg holes, because we're about to do some magic. Just gonna turn her this way. And like I said, we have our feet here, making sure that the big toes are on the inside. And we're going to just push this down in here so they don't get in the way. And we're basically going to use our crochet hook. We use a 3.5 millimeter hook for this to create this body and to create these legs. So we're going to also use this to connect them to one another. Yeah? Okay. And we're going to do that with the yarn that we use for her underwear. Notice we ended the leg with it and we ended the body with it, so that when we connect them, there's no confusion. Beep, 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 beep. Let me find my dragon glass. There we go. Ta-da! And we're just gonna make our slip knot. Get it on the hook. And basically 22 stitches here, 22 stitches here, which basically means that it's going to take 11 slip stitches to connect this leg to this body. Okay, so the way we do that is we pinch it closed first, and it has to kind of look like it's gonna kick her in her face. It's not, but you know, make sure the knee is facing forward, make sure the toes are facing forward, right? And basically we're going to go in, right? And we're gonna count 11 over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, lost count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Right? And then we're gonna go right in the one next to it. So again, 11 and 11 is 22. And we're just gonna slip stitch these things together. So like I said, 11 slip stitches. So 1 and 2 and 2 and 2 and 2, 3 and 3 and 3 and 3. Now I know it's hard to see because we're using black and I know that most people are just like over black, but if black is a struggle for you to see, you know, use a different color for the underwear and the legs, because it can be a little bit annoying to work with black. I understand this. This is 5 and 5 and 5 and 5. 6 and 6 and 6 and 6. 7 and 7 and 7 and 7. 8 and 8. 8 and 8. 9 and 9. And 9 and 9. 10 and 10. 10 and 10. And lastly, 11 and 11. 11 and 11. And then we cut and fasten it off, leaving a nice enough tail because this is what we're going to use to sew up that hole in the middle. And we have one leg attached. The benefits of this connection is, you see how the leg doesn't just flop back and forth? It kind of stops on its own right there. It doesn't go all the way back, but it goes all the way forward. Great for sitting. I love this way of doing them because what it does is it gives you the appearance of a leg up design, but it's able to sit. You know, when you do a design that's leg up, having it sit, you know, it's not a thing. So that's why I do it this way, and I like it this way. So, you know, the leg up design is cool, but that's the one design flaw in working on a doll design that's from the leg up, you know. And so, not knocking leg up designs, because I have some dolls that are done leg up. Oh crap, my battery is dying. And I don't have the plug here. I knew I should have. Okay, so we're gonna have to take a little break while I plug in this laptop that's about to die. Don't mind the camera angle. I'm just gonna slide things a little bit so I can, of course. So I can just get up and get the plug plugged in. But what do you think so far? What do you think so far? Do you think? Yeah, it's a really cool way to do it, Rosetta. Because like I said, it gives the leg up design look without that design flaw. And I kind of boxed myself in, so that's why I'm kind of laughing a little bit, because I legit had myself folded up on the couch, surrounded by stuff, so it's kind of hard for me to climb out. Hold on, I have to. Okay. Got it. Now I got to climb back. Hold up. Try not to get my tush in the camera. Okay. All right. I made it. Bring everything back. Y'all see how I sit, right? Folded all the way up. I'm most comfortable sitting that way. I can't stand just sitting in a chair regular. Okay, so second leg, same thing. Same thing, right? And we don't even have to count because we know automatically the numbers are there. Just want to make sure that the knees and toes are straight. Yeah, because that's the other thing about using a different yarn. You know, sometimes where things are lined up has to change. Okay. So, boom. And boom. Basically, it's the same thing. 11 slip stitches to close up. One, so you're on 2. And like I said, I know black is difficult to work with. If it's one of those obstacles for you, definitely can, you know, use a different color that's more visible. Because black can be annoying to work with. 3, I got that faux stitch there, so I gotta be careful. 3, 4, 4, 4 and 4. Five, 5, 5 and 5. 6, 6, 6 and 6. 7, 7, 7 and 7. 8, 8, 8 and 8. Why am I at 8? Hold on, it's looking like 9, 9, 9, and 9, 10, 10, 10 and 10, 11, 11 and 11. Okay. There we go. Ooh, I remember the days of dark polyfill. It's the distant past now. Okay. We got legs attached to the body. Now, here's the fun thing about this design. She has a very wide hip area. I honestly don't know what happened with this. I was doing a lot, but it's cool. It's funny because she's kind of stumpy in this way, meaning like she got the wide hips, but she's really short. So that's really interesting. But it's cool. It's cool. And now, look at that. Like I said, she's looking off to the side. Don't worry about that. That's just because of how I attached her ears and a wig cap. But we're still going to use the belly button as a center. And also, we have to use this as our center. So, it's all good in the hood. But anybody have any questions? Any questions? Any questions? No? So we can attach her arms. And now here's the cool thing about the arms is they go up under here. Because that's what those armholes are for. You know, little off the shoulder action. Right? It's a little off the shoulder action. Makes her really, really cute. Look at that. Yeah, that orange is hitting. I really like it. And so it's the same thing as how we did the ears. We take a little clipping of, where's the fudge drizzle? Where did I put the fudge drizzle? Oh, here we go. A little clipping of the fudge drizzle. Also known as James Brown. And we split it. We split the yarn. right? Because my kind of string is a 4-ply yarn. You know what, I could put these away. Yeah, Rosetta. That dark polyfill was the bomb.com. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Ooh, if ever. I tell you, I need to be a millionaire, because the amount of things that I would just do just because it's dope to have or do, or like, I would love to reproduce dark polyfill. Like, it's a big deal, you know? We liked it, and we used it quite often. Okay, so before we attach this arm, we close up this hole, right? And the way we close up the hole is we make sure the thumb is in line with where we pinch, and the elbow as well. So elbow on this side, thumb on this side. And we sew it up first. And so now, let's go inside the hole first with the, and the reason why I don't have the wooden dowel in yet is because it makes it a little bit harder for me to attach the arm if the wooden dowel is there. And so basically, we're gonna use just the fact that these holes are placed here. You don't have to really even look to see if it's lined up correctly. First stitch is a knot. See how her head could kind of lean to the side so I can properly attach this arm. And you don't have to be extra like me, but I'm just gonna do it anyway. I go under the arm as well, just like I go in front of the ear and behind the ear. Can I also say I really like the way the pink and the orange look together. I love a good color clashing. And just like with the other components, you know, we just go in and we come out in between stitches and rows. Never just, and we tug and snip. Yeah, yeah. Fill arms above the elbows. The thing about not filling the arms above the elbow is that it becomes a little flimsy at the top. I've done a few designs that way, or dolls like customs a while back, but I find that it needs to have something in it for me, because I don't like how flimsy it feels when there's nothing in the arms. But yeah, you can just maybe, well, if you like it with no, it works, you know. I put a little bit less in the top part. Oh, excuse me for yawning. Oh my goodness. Something about sitting comfortably. The fan is like right on me. You know. Okay, same thing. Lining up the elbow, lining up the thumb. Not for nothing, the pink, orange, and purple kind of look fun together without the yellow. I gotta get this fixed because this is constantly falling out and it's annoying. And it's the same rule for this arm. I'm gonna slide this up the armhole. And basically just making sure that the arms are on the same row. Probably should have put them a little bit lower, but it's too late now. So but they should be a little bit high because you want to give her shoulders. If they're too low, it looks weird. It looks like she has too much neck, and then it looks like her neck is too big, kind of thing. So you want to be mindful. I think the smart thing to do would be to pin it first and look at it. You don't, that's the point of the straight pins, so that you can make an informed decision. Yeah, it's good. It's not too high. And so yeah, I know I'm gonna get under the arm. And we're gonna tuck it the same way. Just coming out. Gentle tug and snip. And she has arms and legs. Oh, she's cute. And you know what else makes her really cute? I really love, and I don't know if y'all have noticed, but I keep doing the orange with the dark brown skin tone. It just looks really good, the fudge drizzle with the firelight. So yeah. Okay, so now we can take these out. And don't worry about all these strings. I will certainly tuck them because y'all know how I get down. But now we have to create her spine. See how I'm being a grown-up and I'm putting back the stitch markers? You know? That's how I wound up losing them all the time. Never putting them right back. Okay, so we got our wooden dowel and we have our... And if you've been stuffing it correctly, you have made sure that you have created like a tunnel or a pathway for that wooden dowel to slide all the way up. Hold on, let me adjust my... You should feel it at the top of her head. And then we take a pen or a pencil. I have a pen right now. And we mark it because that's where we're gonna cut. And we're gonna get our cutting tool up. Now you see all this jaggedness? We can't have that. And so one of the things that we do for that is we get a nice little nail file. Some people use sandpaper. Sandpaper is not necessary. I'm gonna just use a regular nail file. Just a regular nail file. And I'm just gonna smooth this. Just make it smooth so that when I insert it, it doesn't snag on the yarn. So this is obscene, but this is how we do it. Okay. Now, that it's inserted. Fix my posture. That long tail that we left, we're going to use that to close it up. And I promise you, I'm going to tuck those strings, because y'all know I don't play about all of this sloppiness. But the way we do that is we get our large curved mattress needle, and we take that long strand, and this is as simple can be. And remember, there's 2 stitches in the front, 2 stitches in the back, so 4 stitches in total. And I'm just going to do a little regular, for the for the 4 stitches in the middle. And then we just tuck that like it was never around. Boom. Gone. Done. And now I'm going to take my yarn needle and I'm just going to make all these things disappear. Make them disappear. Gone. Same things with these. Make them disappear. Okay, boom, we're good. Now, y'all see all of this? Y'all know I don't like all of this, so I'm about to make all of this disappear too. Let me show y'all how I do it, because I should have been cutting and tucking, but I don't know what type of timing I was on, but definitely using the darning needle. And we're just gonna kind of go here. Right, gentle tug, and then we go back, but we kind of go a little, you know. That's how we tuck strings and make them disappear really neatly and securely, and it'll never come out. You hear me? Never. It's in there. It's done. It's not coming out. And y'all see I was kind of going along, and then I was like, okay, that's enough. It was an unnecessary carry along. But we're just gonna I see a lot of Halloween designs coming out. And I'm like, you know what? I think I'm gonna do my old Halloweenies with my kind of string yarn, the ones that I had before I had the yarn company. And I'm gonna use my kind of string to create my Pegasus, my candy corn horned, bat winged zombie Pegasus. Speaking of which, if you did not do that crochet along, it is available, and so is the live video of the assembly. I was able to re-upload it because I had it saved. So if you did not do that, and here's the other thing, I realize, you know, sometimes being unique is a little off-putting to the masses. So I am working on just a regular Pegasus, a unicorn Pegasus. Because apparently the batwing candy corn horn zombie Pegasus isn't all that attractive to some people. So I'm kind of seeing what the pattern will look like if I just went regular or plain. You know, I can't help it. I am creative and I like to see strange, silly things. And it was a mystery crochet along, and part of the fun of the mystery, right, is you all trying to figure out what it is we're making, and the goal was for y'all to not be able to guess. So but you know, and it came out so good. They came out so good. But I think all of my Halloweenies come out really good. Like I really love the Halloweenies. They're my favorites. Oh, I keep saying they're my favorite, but See all of this poking out? You got to get rid of that. Gotta get rid of that. Get rid of that. As y'all know, one of my favorite things to see is when the wrong side is, you know, neat also. I know that people don't care it's the wrong side. It's on the inside. You won't see it, but I see it. And I don't like to look at things sloppy, you know? So I tuck my strings and I snip them neatly and nicely, even on the wrong side. Because we don't do messy here. And we're going to do her face with her eyes. Are y'all still with me? Y'all still with me? Make sure that you hit the like button on this video if you like what we're doing. Make sure that you are subscribed to this channel as we do really cool stuff here. And I know it's a little bit quiet, or if you've watched some of the other videos, it's been a little bit like that humming or the air conditioner in the background. I promise I'm gonna get the sound quality of things under control. I recently moved and I refuse to buy a third set of microphones when I know that I have 2 sets. Y'all see me struggling with this because the string is so short and my nails are so long and I can't see. You know what? That's because I'm doing too much. I can totally snip it right here and it'll be fine. Oh, okay, Rosetta. You know, because like I said, I got a message today. Someone said that they were having a hard time hearing the YouTube videos, and I'm like, oh crap, it's the noise of the air conditioner and some the fan and the other. Because on the days that I be recording, it be really hot, and having to focus when it's really hot is hard to do. So I had to have the air on. Okay, and this last stitch is me having to create that faux stitch. And this will be a way to really like show, because it's hard to see it with the black. Okay. Boom. Oh, we have to tuck this, right? Mm-hmm. Didn't even tuck that. You know what's funny though? With it turned up like that, it makes me think of the Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland. Okay. Ta-da! She got her little toes, little knees, her little dress. She's looking really cool. Look, this is what they look like next to each other. So now we're gonna do her face. Right? Normally the face is the very last thing we do. But because I have not done her hair, we're going to have to work without it. So I'm kind of debating on whether or not I want to do all them curls again. I was thinking of just doing loose hair instead of curls. But I don't know. I do not know. But we'll see. We'll see. So what I do is I usually use double pointed knitting needles just to kind of mark where her eyes will likely go. Let me get the companion package. Okay, so if you got the companion pack, your companion pack came with the yarn and this. These are the eyes, the lips, and the lashes. Are the lips in? Yep. And the beads for her hat. We only need the eyes and the lips and the lashes right now. And of course it came with the buttons for the sandals. Okay, so what I use these for is I kind of use these to mark where I want the eyes to be. So I think I want the eyes to be like around here. Because remember, she still gets lashes and she has to have eyebrows, so I still need her to have some forehead space. And I like my eyes not too far apart. And so here's a way to kind of make sure that the eyes aren't in some weird direction, right? What you do is you count the spaces or the stitches from ear to where you have it marked. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, see, so it looks like they need to be a little bit further apart, right? So let's see. Is that good? Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now remember, the long swoop is here, so it's covering up the 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That seems about right. Now here's the cool thing about my kind of string eyes, right? You basically can put them in once everything is done. Because my kind of string sells these really cool eyes that have the holes in the stem. And this is how we put our eyes on so that we are not bound by the rules of having the eyes in while you're making them. And so we're gonna cut whatever color you use to do her wig cap and her hair. I mean, it doesn't have to be that, because again, the way we do this so well that you won't see what we use to insert the eyes anyway. Once the eyes are in place, they are in place. Let me adjust myself real quick. Okay. So basically we cut long strands. Just 2 really long strands, because each strand is going to secure these eyes in place. All right, but before we even do that, we want to see what it's going to look like. Again, can't do that with those eyes that have to be snapped in place. And then those eyes have to be snapped in place before you could even see what the whole doll is going to look like. I'm telling you, my kind of string eyes, this technique is perfect. Ooh, these eyes look far apart. I don't like them being this far apart now. Ooh, they are far. I don't love that. Let's see what happens if I move them each over. Just 1 stitch over. Ooh, that might be too close. Is it too close? I don't know. Oh, my battery is low on this too. Goodness gracious, I didn't even see that. Here's my plug, because I know it's around here. I'll have to see on this. Got it. Okay. There we go. All right. What do you think? This is kind of close. Are they close here? Yeah, they're kind of close, because when you when you pull them in, they get a little bit closer. I wonder. It's like I said, when you pull them in, they do get a little closer. Let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna leave them like, so let's count. Hold on. So as to not lose my place. Okay. Whew. Let's move these out the way for now. So let's just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. Yeah, well, we're just gonna have to do it like this. Yeah, I think this is a good amount of space apart. Okay, now you're gonna need a long sculpting needle. I always have to dig for my sculpting needle. Uh-oh. Where's my sculpting needle? What I was about to say, it's always hiding. I always have to dig for it. Are you serious right now? Like I said, I always gotta dig for it. And then like my nails, it's time for me to clip them and get them done again. I just haven't had the time. Long sculpting needle. It's the best. And so we're gonna take the strand of yarn and we're gonna thread the sculpting needle. Dragon glass always gives me a little bit of trouble getting in here. And then we thread the eye. Ta-da! Okay. Right? And then we take our little placeholder out and make sure not to lose these lashes. And I use the butt of the needle because the tip, you know, might be a little sharp, might snag on places that I don't want it to be snagged on. And then I come in between the stitches and rows. That's really important because it's a key component to putting these eyes in permanently and making it so that no one can see where you inserted them. The other thing is she's gonna have a head full of hair, so it might not really matter. So you know, but I still care whether she's gonna have a head full of hair or not. I still want you to know the right way to install these eyes. in case you decide for your sunset doll, maybe you don't want to do a head full of curls. Maybe you'll want to do an Afro puff or something. And I'm gonna move this over and I'm gonna put this in as well, but I'm gonna be mindful not to accidentally catch the strand that's already in. And I'm gonna come out like a little next to it. You know, this white polyfill. And we're just gonna let that eye dangle there. And we're gonna do the same thing with the other eye. Oh, I didn't realize it was so late. Why you ain't tell me it was 10 o'clock on a Saturday night? Okay. And so now that we have our eyes somewhat in place, this is my favorite part. I really like pulling them in place. And again, the cool thing about these eyes is, like I said, if you don't like where they're placed, you can move them. I'm working with you. Yeah, I didn't realize it was after 10 o'clock. Like, we really in the zone, huh? Okay, and then you pull them in. And so, like I said, the cool thing about these eyes is that you can fix them to create the expression that you want her to have. And pulling them even slightly sculpts the face. And if you don't like where you position them, you can take them out and reset them. Put them closer, higher, lower, further apart. You have that option. And I like this distance apart because it makes her cheeks look really cute. And I didn't even create cheeks for her, so that's really cool. Some designs I create cheeks in the, head portion, but I didn't with this one. But I like it. And so, yeah, I like this placement. So we're gonna keep it. It's a little bit further apart than the first one, right? But the other thing is, I think I mentioned to you all, I felt like her head was a little short. So for the second time around, I made it a little bit longer. So, and that made a huge difference. You guys don't have this one, you have this one. Because I felt like she needed more surface space for her nose and mouth and eyebrows and all of those things. So, yeah. And so we're going to, since I like this placement, we're going to now make these strings disappear. And the way we make these strings disappear is, remember I told you it's important to put these strands through in between spaces. Don't just pull them anywhere, because you see how I can just bring that to where this one is and now it's nothing there. Very, very important. And I'm going to bring this one to that one. Now, we're just going to do a simple tying. And I'm just going to, I don't want to tug too much because like I mentioned before, if you pull it too tight, it'll make her look angry because it'll bring her look, it'll bring her brow ridge down. So you don't want to pull it too tight. Not too much. And then I'm gonna knot it a few times. Don't worry about that. We're gonna make that disappear. All right. Ta-da! The funny thing is she don't have a nose yet, but she look like she got a nose, right? She look like, you know, the nose is coming. That nose is coming. Yeah, I'm glad I added some rows because the first design, her face space doesn't look as, everything looks just too compact. Okay, so now, you see that space? We're gonna put this right in that same space so to get rid of where that knot is forever. Gone forever. Gone. We were never there. We were never there. See that? So important. Very, very good technique for us to have these eyes installed so seamlessly and safely, especially if you use good strong yarn like my kind of string yarn. Red Heart might snap on you, but Lion Brand, my kind of string, they all hold up. See that? You were never there. And again, she's gonna get a head full of curls, so it doesn't really matter, you know, but you know, in case you decide maybe you don't want to give her a head full of curls or something. Maybe you want to give her an Afro puff, or maybe you want to give her a different style, buns, or, you know, the bottom line is that this technique makes it so that her eyes are installed safely and securely and permanently. And furthermore, you pretty much can place your eyes where you want them. You know, you don't have to commit so early on to eye placement. That's one of my favorite things. Like, I get to decide what's cute where her eyes go. Okay, so let's see what she looks like with her lashes. Yeah, it's a Saturday night, but I think it's a cool way to spend a Saturday night. This is just, for now, we're just gonna see, of course. Okay, let me see if I can get this. Of course. Trying not to lose the camera angle. I don't know why this thing doesn't stay put. Okay, let me move this and move this. Got it. I don't know why I got so much foot in the camera. Did I not move this? Oh, maybe I moved it over too much. I don't know. Okay. There we go. Now, if you got the companion pack, then you have these lashes. And these lashes, to permanently attach them, you use fabric glue. I recommend like Eileen's fabric glue. I use this one. Well, I don't really love this one. This is the one I found because I can't find the one that I usually use, which they all dry clear and what is it, flexible and clear, so it's fine. But I don't love this one. I only use this one because I can't find the one that I usually use. But Eileen's fabric glue is great for this. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to take the little clippings from installing the eyes, and I'm going to use them to create her eyebrows. And I'm going to use the darning needle, and we're going to split the yarn because she don't need thick eyebrows. And this is why these eyes are so important, because the thing about it is, while you're working on the head, you don't know how your tension is going to be. You know, you don't know how things are going to turn out. So you don't want to put the eyes in a place where it's like, oh, these eyes are up too high now. Most patterns will tell you where to insert the eyes. And like I said, because I don't use eyes that have to be inserted while making the head, I no longer tell people where eye placement is. You know, because I'm just like, and the thing is, I've never really used them anyway. Or I never used even the ones that have to be permanently placed. I didn't use those that way either. So, just gonna use the darning needle. And that's why she has all this good forehead space. Very important. Because one thing I don't like is when the baby hair is touching the eyebrows. That means you've done too much. Now, I don't know if I love this eyebrow, but we'll see. We shall see. And the reason why, like I said, I put the lashes there to kind of see. Okay, I'm not mad at the eyebrows. Not really mad at the eyebrows. Eyebrows came out all right. Usually I have to fight with them a little bit, but they're all right. Look at that. She has a cute face. I like her face. Yeah, I'll go in with the tweezers at some other point to get all of this white polyfill off of her. But now we gotta make her nose. Yeah, she has a cute face. I like her face. I like her little cheeks. We're almost done, y'all. We're almost done. So she's made with Fudge Drizzle. So we gotta clip her little Fudge Drizzle nose. And then there are people that do noses differently. I do my nose like this. And let's see. Let's put it here. Right between the eyes, because she has a small face. I put the nose here. But if her face was bigger or longer, I might have put the nose a little bit lower. Like maybe a row lower. I like her face. Did I take the lips out with the lashes? No, I didn't. Okay. And look at that cute little button nose. Oh, she's so cute. You know what? We don't got to do that. We don't got to do that. We don't have to do that way. We just gone. Yeah, we gonna do that. This is what we gonna do. Ta-da! Look at her. Oh, wait till she get her curls. Now let's see what she looks like with her lips. Let's see. Oh, she's gonna be styling on them. Styling on them. Look at these lips. Exclusive. My kind of thing. My kind of string. If you order the companion pack, you get these cool little color change lips. Yeah. I'm so glad I added. I don't remember how many rows I added, but I added a couple of rows. Oh, yes. Look at that. I'm excited. I am excited about her. She is cute. Do y'all see this cuteness? Oh my gosh. So cute. Yeah, we gonna stick with these. Okay, so I'm gonna show y'all how to put these lips on, because I got the yarn I need right next to me. We're gonna take a little snip of white, and we're going to split the white because we only need half of this. We don't need all of it. And we're going to use our darning needle. I always put teeth behind the design. I don't just stick the lips on, but also I want to get some straight pins, because we're also going to do her lashes. Now here's the thing. I don't love this fabric glue. I don't love it, but this is what I got. This is what we're using. And so once I've decided her lips are going to be right here, before I do any kind of gluing, I want to put the teeth behind the lips. So basically, just a little. Okay. Just a little tiny bit of white behind the lips. It's funny because sometimes I like it just like this. Gives a little buck tooth kind of look. Let me get my straight pins ready. Usually I use like about 4, 1 for each, 2 for each side. Okay, now the thing about this tacky, this fabric glue, is that it comes out weird. That's why I don't love it. I gotta find my fabric glue because this be trying to give me issues. Yeah, it's annoying. And like I said, it dries clear and flexible, so you don't gotta worry about any residue. But like I said, don't use this one. I'm only using this one because I can't find the one that I actually like. Let me just make sure. Let me slide them over a little bit more. Just to hold them in place while they dry. Now, lashes. Where's that other lash? Tell you, I will keep losing them. I see the one. Where's the other one? Oh, Lord. Okay, of course. On the back of her dress. Just want to make sure I have them positioned the way that I want them. Okay. Maybe I want them a little bit higher, maybe. Yeah, I like that better. Y'all still with me? Okay, this is where it gets a little tricky because this glue is a pain in the neck. Actually, let me get my pins ready. Sometimes I'll be needing 3 per lash, so you gotta be mindful not to let the glue touch the balls of the straight pins because it'll snatch the coating off or to glue the coating to her face, the metallic coating on the, okay. Jeez. This glue is so annoying. Okay. And so you make sure you wipe the glue off the tip, because what you'll wind up doing is you'll wind up gluing the the straight pin into her, and you have to struggle to kind of pull it out. Okay. Hey Zay, I didn't even know you were here. Thank you. I like her face too. It's really cute. Yeah, and I'm telling you, these lips, man, listen. If y'all don't got the companion pack, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you, because these lips are really good. This glue is so annoying. I don't know why. I think it's drying up inside, maybe. And so notice I'm kind of wiping off the excess with my straight pen. Like I said, it does dry, clear, and flexible. But I still don't like things to look messy. Plus, in order for me to pin this and not worry about the straight pins getting stuck to her head, I have to kind of clean it up a little bit. Ta-da! Okay. And her features are done. I know it looks kind of crazy with the pins and stuff, but I promise when it dries, it's gonna be really cute. When her hair is done, it's gonna be really cute. So, for the other things, right? When you made her sandals, you create the straps, right? And then you sew the button on the end that doesn't have the buttonhole. I imagine that you all know how to sew on buttons by now, right? I don't have to demonstrate that. Plus, her sandals aren't made, so I can't even demonstrate that. But like I said, if you have the companion pack, you also have the buttons for the sandals, the ankle straps. Really, really cute. Let's see. I think that's it, y'all. I think we're done, right? You make the drawstring for the hat. It's not really a drawstring, it's more like decorative. And then you kind of loop it, you know, in the accordion kind of style, right? But oh my gosh, we did it. We definitely did it. She's gonna be so cute when she's done, when she has her hair and her hat. But I think that's it. No worries, no worries. Well, the cool thing about this is that You can watch the replay. If there's any questions that you have pertaining to the design, you can comment in the comment section. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe to this channel and check out mykindofthing.com for the upcoming crochet togethers and crochet alongs and all of those wonderful things. Crocheting together has been cool. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about it, because a part of me is like, okay, you know what? I want to do the lives again, just the lives. Unless y'all are like, you know what, y'all like the, crocheting together, which, I just got to make more time for that. But you all have been great. Make sure you finish your dolls, and I'll see y'all real soon. Y'all have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll be posting in the My Kind of String Facebook group to share the dolls that we've created, particularly these dolls that we have crocheted together. So post your finished projects inside the Facebook group. If you don't know, you should join the Facebook group. We have a lot of really cool stuff in there. That's where you get the latest updates. And don't forget, there is a weekend sale. We have a weekend yarn sale. 60% off select colors of My Kind of String yarn. So this is your opportunity to kind of rack up on some of the really cool, fun, vibrant colors. Yeah. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye.